Guten Tag, liebe Besucher der ersten Tauch-Digital-Messe in Deutschland. Mein Name ist Axel und ich bin zurzeit unterwegs am Roten Meer und besuche das schöne Marsa Shagara, ein Tauchercamp im Süden von Ägypten. Man kommt hier am besten hin, wenn man nach Marsa Alam fliegt und von dort aus ca. 20 Minuten bis 30 Minuten mit dem Bus ins Camp fährt. Das Camp ist eigentlich mein Lieblingsort in Ägypten. Unter anderem deswegen, weil es ein super schönes Hausriff hat. Ich werde hier heute begleitet von Estelle aus Frankreich und Sarah aus Großbritannien. Die beiden arbeiten in diesem Camp schon seit langer Zeit und ich werde jetzt mit den beiden ein Interview führen. Das Interview führe ich in englischer Sprache, damit wir uns auch gut verständigen können. Ich wünsche nun viel Spaß beim Zuhören.
Sarah, I'm diving at the house reef of Marsa Shagara for about now 25 years. I could tell a lot of things about this house reef, but I prefer that you, who are staying, who is working here, does it to our audience. So what is so special about the house reef?
Well, there's many special things about the house reef, but I think it's about the opportunities of what you can see and also the freedom with how you can see it. So our concept is that you can dive on an absolutely unlimited basis. Once you've arrived and you've found your way around, then you're absolutely free to dive in your buddy pair, unguided, and explore the house reef throughout your holiday as you wish, from the early morning until the sunset time. But not only that, when you're exploring it, you'll find that there's actually a huge amount of marine life to see because it's well protected, and there's always surprises.
Estelle, this morning I saw dolphins at the house reef. Is this common, and do you have other big stuff coming to the house reef?
Yeah, actually we have big stuff and small stuff. We have dolphins quite often actually. When it's windy outside, they come and find shelter in the house reef. You can find very big stuff. A few weeks ago we saw whale shark. You can see manta rays, all kind of rays, and you can see reef sharks inside the reef. But also a lot of nudibranch, slugs, a lot of fishes of any type. Our house reef is a real aquarium.
And what's the condition of your house reef in the moment? Did it change in the last year?
So actually since 30 years that we are here, the house reef is in a great condition, and we kept it like this because we are able to keep it in this way because from the beginning Hossam Henry built these villages according to the carrying capacity of the house reef. So he calculated each house reef how many divers they can take per day without being damaged. And we are carefully following this number. And also each year we are partnering with a foundation called Reef Check. Maybe you know about it. And they give their eco diver course here on site in Marsa Shagara. And then we survey the reefs of Marsa Shagara, Marsa Nakari and Wadi Lahmi. So we use the data that they collect to make sure that our house reef is still in a good condition. And actually, if there is one good thing about Corona is that since more than a year now, we noticed that a big increase in the number of marine life that we see, and especially the big stuff. We have more and more dolphins. We have them almost every week, sometimes several times per week. We had several whale sharks during the winter breaks. And the last time that we saw whale shark was around 3 weeks ago, and this whale shark stayed 3 hours in the house reef. For like all the guests were enjoying it
Wow.
to the maximum. Yeah, it was a really nice moment. We see more and more things. We even saw tiger shark in the house reef, and we saw more manta rays than usual. So for sure this is not something very common, but you can be lucky, and every once in a while we see it.
Sarah, tell me, what certifications do you require for the divers which are diving at the house reef here?
Well, actually, that's something which is quite interesting because we've been talking about all the big stuff that you can see in the house reef. And one of the benefits of having the house reef is that any level can enjoy those big stuff. It doesn't matter if you're just snorkeling or if you're an open water diver or if you're doing your dive master course or if you've been diving for years as an instructor, you can still enjoy all of the marine life that we have on offer. We even conduct our open water courses and our Discover Scuba dives in the house reef. And we've even had people doing their open water course with dolphins passing them as they were doing it. So it's really quite a special place for all levels, and everyone can just stay within their certification limits and discover all of the house reef, whether it's by zodiac or going from the shore.
Sarah, I have seen you walking into the water with a camera. Tell me, I know that photographers look for the small stuff also. Can you explain a bit about the small stuff which you can see at the house reef here?
Yeah, sure. For those that have got a good eye, both Chagrin and Knackery house reefs are excellent for macro lovers and particularly for macro photographers. And not only have you got the variety, the Red Sea Walkman, the different nudibranchs, shrimps, all of those kinds of things, but you've got the opportunity to photograph them and to practice your skills and to stay in the same place and to revisit the same coral heads or the same rocks and find those things again and again. And that's one of the things that I enjoy as a photographer is to be able to keep going back and get those shots which you might not be able to do in other places if you're moving around all the time. Knackery in particular is very good for nudibranchs. We see a variety all throughout the year, not just the usual pajama slugs and wart slugs, but also the Glossodoris, the Red Sea Numbrothas that are really beautiful and make wonderful pictures. And Knackery also has some very unusual macro life, such as the ghost pipefish, the sea moths, as well as, you know, other things that you can photograph, such as octopus. We have the mating season in May, June time. It's quite common to see the octopus mating, which is really quite spectacular and which produces those fantastic pictures.
When I was diving this morning, I saw one of these strange moray eels. They were like white, black, white, black, white, black. Is it an eel or is it a moray?
Yeah, it's a moray. I think it's the zebra moray. It's black with white bands around it. And it's actually not very common to see it. But you were really lucky to see that. That's a really great sight.
I had something like 150 or 200 dives at the house reef here, and I've never seen it before, so it was quite fantastic.
Yeah, there's always a surprise. Like even us, we're diving here every day, and we always see something new or something special. So yeah, you're really lucky. That's great.
Sarah, Master Chagrin has changed a lot in the past years. When I came here first, it was only a tent village, but now I'm living in a wow bungalow, which is nearly like a 4-star hotel. Tell me something about the accommodation facilities which you have here now.
Yeah, sure. So one of the benefits is, as you highlighted, we have accommodation on site. So you're diving and staying in the same place. So wherever you're staying, you're just a stone's throw from the water. Many people like the chalets or the bungalows, as you mentioned, that you're staying in. These are basically ensuite chalets with either twin beds or a double bed. They also have air conditioning, television, mini fridge, and we also have chalets which are accessible for those if they need to use the wheelchair, including inside the bathrooms with wheel-in showers and the assistive equipment in the bathrooms. They have the terrace to the front and the back, so you've always got an amazing view, whether it's to the sea or to the mountain backdrop. And the chalets are really great for those who either like their home comforts, or maybe some of you have tried the tent and now want to try the chalet or the bungalow. But they're sort of the top level of accommodation that we have, and it's available in all of our 3 villages. Then we also have the tents on the beach, which you mentioned. They're the icon of Red Sea diving safari, really. This is how it all started, with Hossam Helmi even staying in his own tent and discovering the different bays. And we have 2 different types of tent. We have the standard tent and the royal tent. There's not much difference between them except the size. And the royal tents can have a big bed or twin beds, whereas the standard tents are just twin beds. And in the royal tents, you have a bit more comfort with a seating area, storage unit, safe, and a mini fridge. And then in between the tents and the chalets, you've got the huts, which are basically a room with shared bathrooms, also like the tents, but it's a lockable room. And there's 15 of those with sea view. they're ideal because they're right on the beach as well. So if you want to be closer to the water, then they're perfect.
Estelle, tell me something about the diving facilities you're offering here.
Sure. So as we said before, we have an unlimited diving concept, and the heart of this concept is our diving shade, which is about 5 to 10 meters from the water. It's a space where you can lock your gear, you can also clean them after you dive, and you can dry them. And basically, like all your diving preparation will take place there.
Tell me, you said unlimited diving. Does it mean you can dive 5 or 6 times a day if you want?
Exactly. If you're willing to dive 6 times a day, that's just up to you. The house reef is open from 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. and the Zodiac is working from 6 a.m. to 5 p.m. So actually in the diving shade, you will always find our skippers and our diving shade team. They will help you to get ready and bring your tank in the water if you need. And then you choose. Either you start from the shore or you can start from the Zodiac. We have actually 6 profiles. So you can do shore, Zodiac shore, or Zodiac. And you just go diving whenever you want, actually. You just find your buddy and you go diving. And then when you come back, it's just super easy. You have rinse pool to rinse your equipment. You have a place to put your tank. And then you have changing rooms to just get ready, and up you can dry your suits. In the diving chain, you will find all our tanks as well. So we have normal air tanks. We have nitrox, of course, and 15-liter tanks. And we have DIN and international tanks. And the best thing actually that divers can use the Zodiac as much as they want, and it's included in the price. You just have to start to walk toward the jetty and a captain will come and drive you wherever you want.
Estelle, what kind of food do you offer here in the restaurant?
Yeah, so our accommodation price includes a full board package, so which means 3 meals a day in our restaurant, and then unlimited soft drinks, so tea, coffee, Coca, Fanta, and Sprite. In our restaurant, we offer a mix between Egyptian food and continental food, and actually part of our food comes from our own farm, right in front of Marsachagra, where we have livestock and poultry. We have a lot of vegetables and fruits, and we use the eggs of the chicken, for example, to prepare your omelette in the morning.
Sarah, what can the customers of Marsachagra do beside the diving? What do you offer outside of the water?
So outside of the water, we have a variety of things to do. Obviously, we have the Bedouin community here, which we're keen to keep in touch with. We have a Bedouin cafe on the beach here, and they also run our desert excursions. So if you want to do a camel ride or quad biking or go stargazing in the desert, then they're really good to do when you're not diving, or just chilling out on the beach with a good book, of course, is always a good option. Or maybe pick up some souvenirs from our on-site bazaar. We've got some genuine Bedouin souvenirs as well as Egyptian souvenirs.
I have seen that you are building a new shadow thing beside the tents at the end of the camp. What is it exactly?
Yeah, so this is something which a lot of people were asking us for, and we realized that we have the perfect place to practice yoga. So we decided to build our yoga shala, which is a shaded area at the end of the beach, just at the end of the tents, in a very secluded area of Marsachagra, with our own on-site yoga instructor who's offering classes at the sunrise and the sunset, or private classes as well on demand if anyone's interested in yoga, which is a really perfect complement to improving your diving, and also free diving if you're into free diving as well. Yoga is really good for your breathing control and breathing practice.
And how long you are offering free diving here at the camp?
Yeah, that's a very good question, because actually yoga, free diving and diving are very complementary. We're offering free diving since about 6 months, since our instructor Karim is very passionate about free diving, so we decided to sponsor his training, and now he's finally ADA free diving instructor, certified. So we invested to have all the material that we need on site, and we're now able to offer free diving courses from complete beginner to more advanced free divers. Actually, a few weeks ago we had a group of 5 or 6 free divers. They're all champions of different countries. We had one of the French champion as well.
How deep can you go here at your house reef?
Yeah, so they train here, and the deepest you can go in the house reef is about 40 meter. Then we can bring you deeper if needed outside the house reef. But usually, I know that freedivers, when they train, they don't go that deep. It's just for the record.
And do you offer excursions for them?
Yeah, we offer excursions as well, so we can bring them to wrecks, we can bring them to canyons, and we can go to see the dolphins and or the dugong, and swim with this marine life, which is usually a very interesting experience for these freedivers, and sometimes the first time for them, even if they're professionals.
I have had some freedivers here. I saw some freedivers here, which they were swimming with the dolphins, and it was fascinating because they looked nearly the same. You know, the movements they had were the same movements as the dolphins made.
Yeah, they really like are part of the pod. It's really amazing because of their skills, and they're able to stay underwater like a minute or two, sometimes more. It's an amazing experience for them. And it's not everywhere in the world that you can do this and swim with that many dolphins in the wild. Because in Sataya, in Dolphin House, you'll find pods of like about 30, 40, sometimes more dolphins.
Estelle, you just talked about Sataya. And Sataya is in the very south of Egypt, close to a town called Hamata. And I know that you have a third camp down there, which is called Wadi Lahmi. And in Wadi Lahmi, you're offering something very special, which is not diving. So tell me, what are you offering over there?
Yes, actually, as you know, we have three villages, which is Marsa Shagara, Marsa Nakari, and then Wadi Lahmi, which is the southern village that we have. And it has something special because we do not offer only diving, but also kite surfing there. We have a brand new kite surfing station, actually, that we completely built during the lockdown. So I really wish that you can come and see it this time. We have 2 ICO certified instructors over there that can teach you from complete beginner to more advanced. We have also rental equipment that you can use, or you can store your own equipment if you come with it. We are located right on the spot, so the kitesurfing center is on the beach, and then we have the spot, which is about 200 meter width to 1 kilometer long. It's completely sandy bottom and flat spot, so it's actually perfect to learn. I learned myself there, and I couldn't have wished for a better spot to learn kitesurfing.
And
really.
Is it good also for advanced kiters?
Yeah, it's also really good for advanced kiters, Wadi Lahmi, because they can first play a bit in the bay, and when they get kind of bored, they can also go to the reefs outside and go and check our mangroves from the outside, of course. And if really they want to focus on kitesurfing during their week, they can book an excursion to the islands outside and come back to our center by kites.
But this is about 10 kilometers sometimes, huh?
Yeah, but it's by kitesurfing, it's quite easy actually. You can easily do 40 kilo
Perfect.
with the wind.
Still, I know that Marsa Shagara is one of the only hotels with solar energy. How much % of the electricity is made by the solar energy?
Yeah, actually, we are really proud. Since last year, we managed to switch to 70% our electricity consumption to solar energy, and we hope to expand the project to Marsa Nakari and Wadi Lahmi in the near future.
And then I have seen that you are building up farms close to the solar panels. And for what are these farms?
Yeah, this is a new project. Actually, we thought we have land, so why not trying to grow our own vegetables and fruits and raise some animals as well. So we're using the vegetables and fruit for our restaurants, and we use the eggs of the chickens. We don't eat our own animals, right? But it's only for the vegetables.
But you
and
eat your own
fruit.
vegetables?
Yeah,
Good.
we eat our own vegetables and fruit, and we're currently expanding the project to cover 100% of of what Marsa Shagara needs, and hopefully soon to Marsa Nakari and Wadi Lahmi as well.
What quantity of cucumbers are you producing in the farm?
Yeah, the cucumber is what grow the best actually here, and sometimes we're up to 6,000 kilo per week.
6,000 kilo per week. What are you doing with this? You cannot eat it alone.
No, for sure, it's too much even for the whole restaurant. So what we do in this case, we sell to other hotels or people, locals from Marsa Alam and the cities around.
Estelle, the eco in Red Sea diving safari is a serious word, because if you are eco, you have to be eco. Can you explain a bit what you're calling eco beside these things which we have already seen?
Yeah, so our eco efforts are all about trying to spend holidays here while not damaging the environment. Actually, you're the one who implemented this water reusable bottle ID. So now we are not offering plastic bottles to our
I'm
guests.
proud of it.
But each Beluga guest is receiving a reusable bottle that he can refill in Red Sea Diving Safari villages to in our water dispensers. So it's one of our main targets, to reduce single-use plastic as much as we can within our villages. And also we clean the ocean as much as we can. So we organize cleanups as often as possible. Our guests participate in exchange of having a free dive or two. Sometimes we do beach cleanup, sometimes we do underwater cleanup. It depends what damage we see and what is needed at the moment. We have a number of partnerships. So I mentioned earlier Reef Check. So they come every year and we do surveys in the reef.
Reef Check is what kind of organization? I don't know it. Can you explain?
Yeah, it's an NGO called Reef Check Foundation. So they give courses like it could be like a PADI specialty, but it's Reef Check. So it's Reef Check Eco Diver, and they teach you how to do a survey on the reef. So you take a line and you survey along this line. It has a very interesting process, actually.
Do they count species, or do they see how the corals are?
Yeah, we also count species of invertebrates and fishes, and we check what kind of coral is there and if there is dead coral or not. So each year we do this in our house reefs, and it's one of our many workshops. Actually, we have several kind of workshops in this topic. We have marine biology. We have about the sharks, shark conservation and education also, to let our guests know more about it. We lead projects with an organization called Turtle Watch. For almost each species of marine life, we have an organization taking care of them, and we help them to collect data and also to preserve these marine lives.
Do you make this every week or every month, or how often do you do it?
So the Reef Check course is every year. We do cleanups, let's say every 2 weeks. As much as we can. Sometimes it's every week, but depend on the amount of guests that we have and who is willing to do it as well. And all the other workshop, it's it depends. It's during the year, but let's say that we have at least once a month usually.
So thank you for watching our presentation, and we hope to see you soon in Masa Chagra. And now we'll leave you with this beautiful sunset.
Merci d'avoir regardé notre vidéo. On espère vous voir bientôt à Marsa Chagra pour que vous puissiez vous aussi voir ce beau coucher de soleil.
Vielen Dank fürs Zusehen und wir hoffen, euch bald hier zu sehen. Ich verabschiede mich im Namen von Beluga Reisen.